There's so much going on in Washington, D.C., but does any of it really get to the heart of the matter? Yesterday, the impeachment word was openly spoken from the House floor and on television. The issue, as I've stated, is we have a plethora of speculation circulating around very nebulous investigations. All that currently exists are convictions looking for evidence, and it appears many are running with this. God knows it's all the media is ranting about. However, the world continues to turn as our elected officials are totally distracted and being drawn off what is important to the American people: reform of our tax policy and healthcare system to spur economic growth. There's also another critical issue that must be resolved: rebuilding our military capability and capacity. It's one thing to say you want to increase military spending, but to what end? As reported by The Atlantic, the Pentagon will spend the next several months gearing up for a mission so complicated that many officials doubt it can be pulled off, an undertaking so immense that the military hasn't once dared to try it before. No, this isn't a story about deploying a fancy new weapon, or unveiling a new aircraft, or launching a military operation of any kind. The Department of Defense is preparing for its first ever audit. That the nation's most sprawling and expensive bureaucracy, and the world's largest employer, has yet to undergo a formal, legally mandated review of its finances is a source of embarrassment among budget watchdogs, and it has become a preoccupation for members of Congress intent on demonstrating their fiscal prudence even as they appropriate more than $600 billion annually to the Pentagon. The lack of formal accountability has left unanswered basic questions about how the military spends taxpayer money, like the precise number of employees and contractors its various branches have hired. Cost overruns have become legendary, none more so than the F-35 fighter jet program that has drawn the ire of President Trump. And partial reports suggest that the department has misspent or not accounted for anywhere from hundreds of billions to several trillion dollars. After years of missed deadlines, the mounting political pressure and a renewed commitment from the Trump administration might finally result in an audit. For the first time last year, both major political parties called for auditing the Pentagon in their campaign platforms. True bipartisanship, but possibly for differing reasons. One party seeks fiscal responsibility, another potentially greater spending for the welfare nanny state. Regardless, during my tenure in Congress, serving on the House Armed Services Committee, I supported a Pentagon audit. And now, as the executive director of the National Center for Policy Analysis, NCPA, we've been supportive of zero-based budgeting being incorporated at the Pentagon. I recently had a meeting with staff members of the Office of Management and Budget, OMB, on this very top topic. This is what I wish our media was so vehemently focused on, but needless to say, Americans prefer drama and the sensational. All the while we have massive cyber attacks by North Korea and countless other major national security concerns. Hey, I just gotta ask, if the left was so concerned with our national security and intelligence leaks, then why yesterday was Army Private Bradley Manning released from Fort Leavenworth prison? I mean, after all, yes, I reiterate, he released over 700,000 classified documents, resulting in loss of life and a threat to our national security. Maybe if President Trump wanted to change into Donald Trump, the left would be more accepting? And to think we're discussing an audit of the Pentagon and the progressive socialist left wants to spend $30,000 per troop suffering from a mental condition termed gender dysphoria? I don't think the American taxpayer signed up for that one.